Well, that escalated rather quickly with Jack. He ends the chapter off with saying he's gonna kill Zunisha. Okay. That's quite the cliffhanger right there. So Jack's like, fuck this shit. I'm not getting on that island. I'm done with this. I'm done with this entire fucking island. Let's just kill the damn elephant. What the fuck, Jack? What the fuck? I mean, we know Jack. He's strong. I mean, he survived fighting. We know who he fought. He survived. I mean, he's still standing. I mean, of course, he's a little bit hurt. His ship is fucked up a little bit. But he survived. And the people he fought and survived from are no pushovers. We know for a fact they're no pushovers. And for Jack to be able to kind of leave that, we know he's fucking strong. So, with him trying to kill the elephants, I'd like to see him try. I highly doubt the elephant's going to go down without a fight, of course. I mean, it's a very passive elephant that's been wandering around for a very long time through the Void Century, of course. I just don't think such an old elephant will allow someone to just try to kill it with ease. I feel like the elephant is going to be insanely strong, because anything that has survived for that long walking through the New World without dying, and then seeing so many things, like from the Void Century, you know for a fact this elephant has to be strong. So I don't think Jack is going to have a relatively easy time handling it, but I don't think the elephant is going to be the only one fighting in this upcoming battle with Jack, which I will save that for a few moments. So, this chapter mainly tries to focus on forming the Ninja-Pirate-Mink Alliance. That right there, very long name, needs to be changed. It definitely needs to be reworked, needs to be changed. And so I want to ask you, Chibits. I'm not really the best with names, so I want to ask, like, what do you all think should be the new name for this alliance? I mean, of course, we're at the end of the day, we're not going to be the main ones that choose it because Oda will choose it. But in some case, maybe the names get spread out there in the forums or wherever on the internet, social media and stuff. Maybe there is a possibility that Oda might see it. Who knows? Because we do know some mangaka actually, you know, traverse social media. Look at Ishida Sensei, look at, you know, Kubo and stuff. So there's a possibility maybe Oda might see it. So I'm asking you, Chibits, if there is one name you could give this alliance, that, you know, the Ninja-Pirate-Mink Alliance, what would you give it? What is the name you'd come up with? Personally, I don't know what I would choose. Something very catchy, very strong, and has a lot of meaning, but we also have to factor in that there's probably a lot more alliances Luffy is going to get in the future, because this is probably not the final alliance he's going to get, because, I mean, there's a long journey ahead of us. Even though we kind of found out a little bit more about the in-game goal of the series, I highly doubt we're that close to where we still need to say this is all the allies Luffy's going to get, because he's made quite a bit of allies in the past as well, and he needs to kind of think about the name too. Now, besides that, moving off that subject, we have it to where it's entirely built up to that point, to where Momo has to make the declaration to ask Luffy, you know, hey, can you help me out with my country? The Wano needs help. It was captured by the evil shogun. You know, Kaido is ruling over the land as well, and my parents, my mother and father died. I'm the new ruler, and my people need you. I mean, we have some rebels that are slowly building up, but we need more people to help us with this movement and be able to take the country back. And so this right here is a very good moment, because Luffy is building those allies for the endgame. That's exactly what this arc is about. That's kind of what I feel like that main arc is going to be about. Mainly, probably taking down, you know, Kaido, probably, but also forming more allies for the endgame of the series. And if you notice, since we've kind of entered the new world of One Piece, like the second half, it's kind of been about Luffy forming alliances. I mean, Law, and then we get, you know, the other pirates that want to work underneath Luffy at the end of Dressrosa. And then we see this right here with Luffy, you know, trying to form an alliance with the Mink tribes in Wano. So we know for a fact that Luffy has been forming a lot of alliances since the introduction of the new world, like since we've gotten here. And I notice Oda's been focusing on that. He's really going for that end game, setting up this giant-ass fleet for the final battle. And I'm excited to see that final battle, but that's probably a very long ways off. But still, it's kind of unnerving when you think about how many allies Luffy has been forming in all of these arcs. And this is another great example of an awesome force that Luffy is going to probably get under his wing in the near future. I mean, we probably thought that Whitebeard's giant-ass army coming in and kicking ass in, like, the Great War, we thought that was badass. I am really scared at how amazing the next elite force underneath Luffy is gonna be, like, when we finally get to that battle. Just imagine all the fucking ships. I could just picture the fucking giant image in my head that Oda's gonna have to illustrate. Yeah, just imagine a giant wall of freaking ships coming over and having a big ass war. And you see Luffy up front, and he may have the One Piece at that time, he may not, but I could see some crazy fucking images in my head just thinking about the giant ass fleet that Luffy will have in the near future. So this chapter, very hyped just for the end game alone. But, on top of that, getting to see the small little flashbacks of Momo and what happened to his family with how his mother was killed and his father and what was said to him by Kaido and the shonen stuff, it really hits you right in the heart. And I'm willing to bet we're going to find out about that very, very soon. But for now, though, we have another, task at hand. We have to save Sanji, because Sanji, as we know, is having a wedding with Big Mom. Like, one of the children from underneath Big Mom is going to be having a wedding with Sanji. Sanji needs to be saved, and we have this entire, brief history with Sanji's family, with Family of Assassins we need to find out more about. So, of course, there's a whole other issue that needs to be settled before we even get to Kaido. But then, on top of that, we have it to where Jack is coming to the island to fuck up the elephant, and that right there needs to be settled before they even probably go on an adventure to go save Sanji. So, with that, that's pretty bad. Now, how is this going to be handled? If I had to make some guesses, I'm going to assume that Luffy's probably already left at the time the end of the chapter began, because they were saying something in the chapter that the Straw Hats are missing. So I'm going to assume that some of the Straw Hats are getting ready to battle Jack, and probably Luffy and Peckham is probably going off and, trying to go save Sanji. Maybe Brook is alongside of Luffy and them, because Brook needs to be there. There was already very subtle hints that Brook knows a lot about Sanji's family, so I wonder if Brook will be alongside of Luffy when he goes to the wedding with Luffy, or to save, Sanji. Now, one thing I want to talk about, though, is who is going to fight Jack? Like, that is something probably many of us are already asking. I know probably many of you are already asking, who will fight Jack? Well, I'm going to assume that maybe Zoro and probably Law are going to fight Jack, because if I had to think about the strongest forces right now, if it's not Inu and Neko, then most likely it's going to be Zoro and Law that are going to be fighting Jack. And it'd be really cool to see the demonstration of these two working together and, just kicking ass against Jack. Could they possibly take down Jack? I don't know. I mean, if Jack can survive what he survived already, I just don't know. I just don't think Zoro, maybe even Law, could take him down. I just do not believe that. But we could see how it goes. I do know, though, there's going to be a lot of variables in this fight, because, I mean, you have the elephant, you have, the Mink tribe, you have the ninjas, you have Law and Zoro, Straw Hats are probably there, so we could kind of consider that it's not going to be an easy fight for Jack, and Jack kind of has an uphill battle, literally, because, I mean, he's looking straight up at a fucking elephant. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this chapter? I mean, how do you feel about Jack and how he's going to kill the elephant? How do you feel about, getting to see more about brief history of Momo and his family? How do you feel about finding out that some of the Wano Kingdom's people might know about the history, the Void Century, and just are not letting us know? Because if we think about it, they have lied before. Look what they did about Raizo. They lied about Raizo for a very fucking long time. Think about that for a second. And they led us all around. Like, we were just getting dragged around, didn't even know where the fuck the story was going in that terms with Raizo. And to find out that they were lying the entire time and they knew, that was a huge ass what? So, I wouldn't put it past it to Oda pretty much letting us know that they know what the Void Century is, or what happened. And they know where, the final island is, but they're just not letting anyone know because they've been sworn to secrecy. I could see something like that happening as well. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.